What's going on, everybody? Welcome to BeatStars Academy. I am Jamil, joined by Levi Beats, and today we're going to be doing a little check-in with you guys in the 30-day challenge, giving you some advice, taking questions, and maybe going over some more of these challenges to make sure you guys are doing well in them. How you doing today, Lee?
Yeah, what's up, everyone? Glad to be here again, as always, and I'm excited to talk about today's show with a 30-day challenge. And I hope some of y'all have been actually taking some notes and actually doing these challenges each day. I've not, unfortunately, had the chance to do them, but I hope some of you are, and you can give us some feedback on how you're getting on with it. That would be super dope.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, yeah, I'm doing really well.
Yeah, for sure. So the kind of way we want to go today is go over any day of the 30-day challenge that you guys have the most questions about. We want to hear directly from you in the comments, whether you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Let us know which one of the days has been your favorite so far. Give us any tips. If you have had any problems with them or you have any questions, let us know, and we'll do our best to help you and get you guys on track to finish out the rest of this month strong and set up a good 2021.
100%, yeah.
For sure, Lee. Do you want to start by sharing your screen, and we'll go on the 30-day challenge page and see what we've done so far?
Yeah, I just want to, first before that, I just want everyone that's in the chat to shove a thumbs up stick a thumbs up if you're actually using or, following along with the 30-day challenge. It'd be interesting to see how many of you are actually utilizing it. So everyone stick a thumbs up for us if you don't mind. But yeah, let's share my screen and show you firstly how you get to the 30-day challenge if none of you know where to get to it. So hopefully most of you know how to get to it by now. But cool, we've got some people putting thumbs up. All right, let me share my screen. Well, we've lost you, Jamil, for some reason.
Oh, sorry. 1 second.
Cool. So about now, you should see my screen. So this is the BeatStars.world website, of course, where you get your all the new stuff that's going on, all the live shows, everything about the live shows. And this is also where you can see the 30-day challenge. And it's actually got its own tab at the top. And it's also got a little bit on the front page about it as well, which is really cool. So to get to it, you're going to go to the 30-day challenge tab. And then it gives you a brief description about what the 30 days challenge is about. And there's some sub menus here as well you can go and check out. And there's also an option where you can sign up, which is really cool. So you can sign up to get daily reminders. So if none of you are doing that, or if you don't have time to come and see this page every day, you can sign up to it, and then you can get, daily alerts of stuff that's going on with the 30-day challenge and the challenge for that day, which I think is really cool. So let's scroll down to the bottom. And there's some a little bit as well. It tells you how to participate, and it's also asking you to visit a page daily, stuff like that. So let's go to the objectives page, which is the thing that most people are going to be interested about, of course. Just a quick question to you, Jimmy. Actually, I don't know if you're obviously following this, but has there been any one of these that has been a standout challenge to you since we've been running these at all?
I think, to me, determining your audience and writing out your goals are two super key things that everybody should be doing for their marketing. And I think one of the really cool things about following along with this challenge over the course of 30 days, it kind of goes over everything from your music to your to the business side of things, to your branding, to your marketing. So something that I'm super interested in are things like determining your audience, and these sort of things that sometimes we can forget about as we're pushing on with our music careers. We're kind of focusing on working on our music and innovating. That every once in a while, especially at the beginning of a year, it's good to take a step back and figure out exactly where you're going to be going for this year. Figure out where you are and where you want to be by the end of 2021, so you can really measure your success and figure out what's working and what's not.
Yeah, I like those two as well. And I really like day 4, which defines what makes you different. I think that's kind of cool as well. I mean, you don't necessarily have to be different, but I think that's kind of a cool thing to look at, because we probably don't look at that. So I kind of, in fact, I kind of like all the days, but the ones you mentioned and day 4 was one of my favorite ones, which was really cool. So we're on, yeah. So we're currently on Set Up Your Pixels. We do. Oh, we're currently working on a tutorial video for that, but I think we could maybe touch on that a little bit later. But has anyone mentioned in the chat any of these days that they want to actually talk about with us today? Is there any questions at all?
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you guys have any questions, any particular challenge that you had trouble with or you had more questions on. We're here to help with that. But what we kind of figured that we'd do while we wait is go over one of our more recent favorite ones that we wanted to talk about more, which was discovering other ways to monetize your music.
Yes, let's touch on that.
That was day 10. Let's check that one out.
Let's check out day 10. So this is all about, you know, discovering other ways to monetize your music, and not necessarily just music, but I think you could maybe class this as discover other ways to monetize your brand as well. You know, because there's things like, you know, other sources of revenue for us producers, including merchandise and stuff that we've spoken about on, you know, previous shows and stuff. So, you know, obviously there's a ton of ways to monetize your music for sure. But there's also other things that you can do for monetizing yourself, you know, your business as well, which is really cool. So let's briefly read over why this is important. So if you're already licensing and selling your beats on BeatStars, then you're probably fully aware that making extra income for your craft is an achievable, simple thing to do, which is correct. You can keep up with the momentum and monetize your music in more ways than one on BeatStars. See how. So this is kind of give you a brief description of how you can, you know, monetize your music in different ways just through the BeatStars platform itself. So firstly, we have distribution, which is a really cool feature. I'm even using it myself, and there's so many cool features with the distribution to get your music out there on, you know, platforms like TikTok, Instagram Music and stuff like that. People can start using your music for videos, you know, so that's another source of revenue for monetization. So let's talk about distribution a little bit with BeatStars. So with BeatStars distribution, you have the ability to release your music on all major digital music platforms while keeping 100% of the earnings we collect for you. So that's really dope. So you're getting 100% of the earnings that we collect for you from all of these different digital music platforms, which is dope. Distribute your music worldwide and earn royalties from over 30+ downloads and streaming platforms like Spotify, all the important ones, Apple Music, Amazon Music, Deezer, YouTube, SoundCloud, Pandora, and Tidal, Audiomack as well, and more. With unlimited releases, which is amazing, you never have to worry about having to pay per release. Distribute as many singles and albums as you want, when you want, and keep that bread coming in, which is super cool. I love the distribution service. As I say, I'm utilizing it already. I know you're not, Jamil, but maybe one day you could. Maybe you could drop a few tracks and use the BeatStars distribution service. That would be pretty cool. I'm sure a lot of people in this chat would love to hear you on a track one day.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know what kind of track I would make. Maybe, you know, if I ever do, though, I think my first one would have to be with a Levi beat.
Oh,
I'd have to go with one of those.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Also, everyone that's familiar with SoundKits will know that we can do that on BeatStars already, of course. I know a lot of our producers that are utilizing the SoundKits. That's a really cool way to, you know, earn some extra revenue from, you know, from sounds that you're creating. I know personally myself as a producer, there's sometimes I'll create some beats that, you know, I might not necessarily like too much. So what I'll do is I'll take the melodies out of them that I've created and then create sound kits out of them. So you're utilizing all of that time that you do making music, and then you can make sound kits out of it. So I think that's a really cool way of not wasting any content that you create like that, which is cool. And then there's some people that are really talented in making sound kits. Yeah, so let's talk about sound kits a little bit. So selling your tracks to artists is one thing, of course, but you shouldn't forget about other producers who are also looking to purchase unique creations, which is a really valid point, because you know, the BeatStars platform is, you know, aimed at artists and producers, but predominantly it is producers that use and utilize the platform. So there's a lot of producers on the platform that, you know, are linking up with other producers and stuff. It's like, oh, they've got a sound kit, let's go and check it out, you know. And if they're dope, more than likely they're gonna purchase it. So there's definitely a really good way to utilize, you know, the platform in another way to make revenue. So yeah, where was I? So a sound kit is a collection of sounds intended for producers to use to produce music, of course. These sounds come in a variety of forms, and many musicians use sample packs as the foundation for their tracks. So, you know, I know a lot of the producers in the community. I talk to a lot of them. You know, they're utilizing Splice. You know, we have a ton of producers on the BeatStars platform that create these sound kits. You know, let's, you know, look out for one another and let's buy kits off of each other, you know. It's super dope. I've personally bought some kits off of some really dope producers on the platform that, you know, make some amazing sounds and stuff. So super, super cool. What do you like about the sound kits feature, Jamil?
Well, I just love that it opens up an opportunity for more like collaboration and more collaborating. Yeah. It's just kind of like, you know, it's like a really like streamlined and simple way to, you know, as you were saying, like get more out of your work. You know, like you could be programming or creating like a particular like loop or a drum pattern, and you know, you use it in one beat. You say, man, I don't know if I could use this again. I don't want to keep using the same ones over and over again. But you know, if you sell them, first of all, you're making money off of each sale. You're getting collabs because other people are using them, and your music is being put to better use, being put to more use. More people are getting their hands on it and being able to create a bunch of different things that maybe are out of your realm. Like you can create a guitar loop for like an R&B beat because you're an R&B producer, but then somebody else finds your loop and they have like a cool dance track or like a dance pop track that they want to make with it. So, you know, you're opening up your music and your horizons and your creation to have a bigger reach. Yeah. So I think that's really awesome about sound kits.
Yeah, and I think it's also, like you said, it's another way to network with producers as well, because you know, that's really important. I believe, you know, I've seen a lot of success just out of you know, networking with other producers, which is dope. Whether that's buying their kit, you know, you buy a kit off of someone, you start building a relationship with them. Next minute, you've got a collab with them, and it ends up landing on some big placement. So you never know. You know, it's always worth trying these things out. So anyone that's not utilizing sound kits, I really think they should. I've been waiting, and you know, for a while for me to get some time to do it, but I will do it eventually. So yeah, let's go on to the next one. So merchandise. Me and Jamil love merchandise. You know, we have talking about it quite a lot on our show. One of my favorite features on the BeatStars platform, especially if, you know, for pro page users, of course. Super, super dope. So let's tell you what this says. So selling personalized, unique merchandise is a huge revenue maker for producers and artists. In fact, according to a 2019 survey, artists made roughly 30% of their revenue from merchandise alone, which is huge. You know, 30% of any revenue is cool. So 30% just based on merchandise is dope. And it's free advertising. That's how I look at it. Of course, that was when tours and live shows were still bustling and well. On the contrary, you can keep that I can't even say that word. The data alive on BeatStars by selling an assortment of merchandise from sweatshirts to socks through our Printful integration. Simply integrate Printful with your BeatStars account, upload your merch designs, and start marketing your merch with every track or album drop, which is super cool. As I said, I love the merchandise feature, the marketing integration. I love that. I think it's super cool. As I said, you know, it's kind of free advertising. You know, people wearing your merchandise around. Just another way to promote your brand. Yeah, and I really like it. I think a lot of producers probably don't understand how it could benefit you as a producer, having branding, because most people relate it to artists in particular. But you know, us producers in this day and age are pretty much artists as well. You know, we're our own brand. There's a lot of producers out there that are their own brand now, and we're starting to, you know, make some edgeway in the music industry, and people starting to notice us more. So why not? You know, why not use merchandise to make an extra source of income? And the cool thing about the Printful integration as well is that it's totally free. Like, it doesn't cost you to use it. It's you know, it's drop and ship, they call it, and Jamil, it's just like you purchase something on the platform. You know, it's so simple to do as well. It's really simple to do. So I don't know if you have anything to add about the merchandise that I may have missed, but I think I may have covered it.
Yeah, I think you did a pretty good job covering it. Just wanted to reiterate, like, you know, it's totally free to make a Printful account, and just like, you know, you might not think like right away, like right off top, like, you know, why would people want to buy, you know, my merch? But if you come up with a cool design, I mean, you know, like, you can speak from experience yourself, Lee. Like, you know, you've made sales on your merchandise. If people are big fans of you, people love to rep the brands that they like. You know, like, I've seen so many like artist and band like pieces of merchandise that didn't have like the most intricate or crazy designs. They might just have like a simple line of text, and people love that. You know, like tour merch and band merch is always like one of people's favorite things about going to see a show. And if you take some time, if you really come up with like a good design, I mean, it could be as booming of a business and a revenue stream as your music.
Yeah,
you know, you never know. And it just helps, you know, your pro page and your website look so much more complete when you have, you know, your music organized. You have a blog, for example, you have your loop kits or your sound kits, and you have merchandise to go along with it. It just goes a long way to really completing your brand and your look as an artist.
Yeah, very true. And I think it also makes you look very professional as a business person, you know. You know, utilizing all these different revenue streams, and yeah, I think it's super cool. As I said, it's one of my favorite integrations on the BeatStars platform. So that being said, we've got a couple of more left. We've got drum loops. That kind of loops in, funny enough, loops into the sound kits as well. Kind of, but drum loops, obviously everyone knows what drum loop is. It's a short recording of multiple drum materials that's been edited to loop smoothly and continuously. The cool thing about drum loops, and it's actually something that I use quite a lot in my own productions as well, is that it's just like a plug and play thing, you know. And I think it's really cool that you can just, you know, bring in a drum loop, even if you're just utilizing it to, you know, add some texture or something like that. From a buyer's perspective, but also, of course, you know, if you're really good at making drums, you know, some producers out there, you know, are amazing at creating melodies, but they're not too good at making drums. And you know, we all know, as producers, we all know some of those people, right? Super crazy at making melodies, but they can't make drum loops. So that's a market for you if you are, you know, a really good drum loop maker, to potentially sell some of your drum loops. You know, you can sell the drum loops that you've already been using in your productions, and then utilize those drum loops and, you know, create a kit of them, which I think is super cool, because that's the cool and the really good thing about that is that you're monetizing the same piece of you know, content that you've created, but in a multitude of different ways. And I think that's really clever. You know, and I think some of us probably don't realize that, you know, we can do that as well, which is, as long as you obviously you own the loop and it's, you know, it's fully original and all that kind of stuff, original sounds and stuff. I think it's super cool. And I think it's something that, you know, everyone should be utilizing for sure. Did you have anything to add about drum loops, Jamil?
No, I mean, I think you pretty much nailed it. What I was going to say about it is that, you know, as like a producer on the platform, you should be thinking about trying to make your music the best it could possibly be. So if you do, you know, want to, if you have like, you know, your drums in a certain way where you're always kind of using like similar sounds or similar like patterns or loops that you've created, and you think, you know, it might be kind of like, you know, holding your music back a little bit, you know, don't be afraid to employ some of these like loops from other people. And if you think that you're particularly good at it, it would be really cool to, it would be really, really good idea to probably try to sell some of those and, you know, and get your music and your sounds, even if you're just a partial collaborator, out to, you know, as many different people as possible to get your music published and, you know, and heard.
Yeah, definitely, for sure. Rock5 said that he sometimes uses, you know, drum loops as a reference, and then he can build his own drums around it. So that's another way to utilize drum loops, you know. That's actually something I do as well. So, and Jay Rigo mentioned that, you know, it's not, you don't necessarily just have to have a full drum loop. It can be percussion loops. It can be hi-hat loops. You know, everyone loves those triplet hi-hat loops, you know. That saves you so much time. And that's another thing, you know. A lot of us producers are consistently, you know, trying to make these beats. Someone's, you know, trying to upload, you know, 20 beats a day or whatever it is. I don't think anyone's doing that. There's probably some people doing that. But, you know, these loops and stuff actually makes your job so much more easier. So, yeah, so definitely utilize those, and definitely utilize those to make extra revenues for, you know, for your content, which is cool. So last but not least, we have services. Services is a cool one. Me and Jamil have found some really really interesting services previously on some of these shows that we've been doing, and we're always interested to see, you know, different services. We've not looked recently, but there's some really cool ones on there. And again, it's a really another cool way to make another, you know, another form of stream revenue. Sorry. If there's something, you know, all of us have some skill sets when it comes to production, or whether it comes to designing, you know, like creation. Me, myself, I know I'm not the best person at creating artwork, but, you know, there's people on the platform that can do that. And, you know, they're offering these services to you. So if you have those skills, why not monetize it? You know, why not monetize it? And you can do it all through the BeatStars platform, which is super cool, right? So yeah, let's talk about services a little bit. So clearly there's a number of things you can sell with your BeatStars account, and the list continues with service offerings. Like I said, you can offer custom services on BeatStars like mixing, mastering, production, video editing, which is super cool, logo design. So those of you that want some merch, but you're not sure how to create some logos, or you need some help with that, you've got people that can do that. Custom voice tags as well. You know, it's important to be tagging your beats to protect your content. And also it's another way of branding yourself. People start to get to know who you are, like my one. You know, everyone knows Alexa, play Levi Beats by now, hopefully. And obviously there's a ton more. You know, we've definitely seen some interesting ones. I can't think off the top of my head any interesting one. Oh, actually, we had one on this show once where someone was creating stickers, and I thought that was really interesting, albeit you can get stickers made up through Printful, of course, for the merchandise integration. But I thought that was a really cool, you know, if you have the tools and, you know, and the ability to do that, why not? You know, I can't see why not. I think there was it bumper car stickers? I can't remember what it was, but
I don't know if it was bumper stickers, but it was like, I think the person who was selling this service had like this special, like, I guess like sticker maker thing, and he was offering them, and he would make them in different sizes for you too. So I thought that was a really cool service. I think something that it was KP Bot.
Oh, yeah, it was KP.
I think. I think something that would be really cool, really helpful right now, Lee, would maybe, since we're near the end of this page, do you want to go on the marketplace and we can just go check out some services?
Yeah, let's do that. Just want to finish this off a bit about you know, about this here. You can there's actually a tutorial video which shows you a bit more about the services, so if you wanted to check that out. But I'll just finish off this last sentence. You can obviously deep dive into the world of services you can offer on BeatStars and see how you can create your first service offering without official tutorial video here. Let's just come back to the main screen for a minute, just before we jump on and look for some services. The other service that I remember seeing actually was, it was someone that was offering to teach, was it musical theory, I think?
Yeah, that was a service too. Like he was teaching a class.
Yeah, which you know, again, you know, if you've been taught, if you went to Full Sail or you did all these, you know, you got all these qualifications for you know, training and, you know, music theory, why not share that with everyone else and monetize it? I mean, I think that's amazing. I think that's amazing. So yeah, let's go and check out some services on the main platform. I don't know if anyone wants to drop in the chat if they had any more questions about the challenge that we went over today, and also if you have any questions about any of the other challenges that you know you want to ask us questions about, you know, feel free to drop it in the chat and let us know. So let me grab up the services.
I think, you know, it would be cool to try to see if we can get, you know, get some inspiration and a good idea of what services are going to be, you know, really popular throughout 2021. Yeah, if there's anything missing that we think we should be keeping an eye on. I saw somebody wrote in the chat video courses, and I think that's, you know, I think that's a really good idea. I think those are pretty underutilized. You know, I've been seeing a lot of trends lately on TikTok where there are people trying to like sell, like, you know, get rich quick advice.
Yeah.
And they're always trying to say like, oh, you know, you just do this and this and you become a millionaire. But then like, I'm pretty like, but those people themselves, they make their money from selling video courses.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's money in video courses if you're teaching something or you have, you know, a particular knowledge set that people want. You should be trying to monetize that.
Definitely, for sure. Yeah, I totally agree. So yeah, I've just typed in mixing because it's probably the most, you know, common one for that. But you can see how many people are offering, you know, different mixing services. Beat mixing only 25. You know, there's tons and tons and tons of them. So there's a lot of people offering them. So if you want to stand out with these kind of things, the best thing to do, you know, obviously make your artwork pop out, you know, really well. And it's my mouse playing up again. What other kind of mixing services can you think about that we could maybe search for?
Maybe vocal mixing, like vocal engineering. Yeah, so something that I noticed looking through these, I'm gonna quickly jot down some things that I noticed that I think are good ideas. So one of them actually had the price of the service in the artwork, which, you know, because the way that this is laid out, you wouldn't be able to see the price unless you click on the service page. But this one had it right in the thing. So that's, I mean, it's the only one on this page that we're looking at where you know the price before even visiting the page. Yeah, so I think that's good. Let's put one.
See if anyone else has done that.
Yeah, of price in thumbnail.
Okay, so the other one you said was vocal. I'll just type in vocal, see what comes up. Okay, so we've got female backing vocals. That's cool. That's a cool one. So a lot of producers that would love to have, you know, hooks on their beats and stuff like that. That's super cool. Let's click on that one and just see what that's all about. So okay, so it's $65, which is pretty reasonable. Yeah, and explain. So this is a good good example of a really good service, definitely, for sure. I like that one. Where else do we got? Vocal engineering.
Well, some of the information, maybe we can go over some of the information that they included in the description.
Sure, yeah, so people can get an idea of what good, you know, what an example of what good information is to add. So this one, it says, need more depth or fullness to your song, which most of us do. We can help. Maybe you need a female vocalist singing the same words as the lead singer. Maybe you just need a few oohs and ahs to fill in your chorus. Whatever it is, we can do it. No, this is not a songwriting, verse, or hook service. This service provides additional vocals to the already completed track. We will provide up to 35 seconds of recorded vocals. You may choose to specify multiple places you want the vocals to be. Turnaround time 1 to 3 days, which is that's super quick. Includes vocals recorded with your requests, 2 revisions, and then it tells you the type of file format that you get. And then it asks you to send your request files and receipt to info at, you know, the name of the page. So that's really cool. Really cool. Yeah, I actually I'd never seen that service before. You know, to be fair, I've not really searched any of them, but that's super dope. I like that. What else have we got? Vocal engineering. So anyone that, you know, anyone that's, or, you know, you could, the cool thing about this is, if you know of artists, you know, sometimes I get artists reaching out to me and they say, yo, I want to buy this beat off you, but do you know any engineers that can maybe mix it for me? Now, you know, I can do it myself, but there is probably, you know, there's probably some producers out there that, you know, have never really worked with vocal mixing before. So, you know, why not say, yo, you know, why don't you, to these artists, you know, why don't you utilize the services on BeatStars? They have a ton of producers or a ton of engineers on the BeatStars platform that offer these services for really good price, you know, and they've got a ton of people to search through.
Right. And, you know, you can always try reaching out and using, you know, collaborative features to team up with an engineer who you know is going to do a good job on the tracks. Because if you're like, you know, if you're providing a beat for an artist, and, you know, the artist's journey isn't finished when they record their song. They still need post-production. They still need engineering. If you yourself can't provide that, it would be smart to team up with an engineer, saying like, you know, I really like your stuff. We should team up. You know, I could refer people to you, and we can be a team in this, and we can both win. We can both make money, and we can create, you know, great music. And it's just like, it'll create so much trust in the artist, knowing that they don't have to, like, you know, be like, oh, like, what's next? You know, because if somebody buys a beat off of BeatStars or buys it from you for the first time, they might not know the next step. Like, they might just release the song without any mixing. They might just not know what to do. So if you can provide that information, it'll create so much trust in you, and you'll be getting repeat customers that way.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, like you say, you hit the nail on the head there. You know, it's that trust thing, and, you know, linking up with these other you know, creative people and these other, you know, people that have all these different skill sets. It's definitely a really cool idea. You know, that's one cool thing about the BeatStars platform. It definitely allows you to network really well with a lot of, you know, different creatives, different, you know, different types of people that are offering these different services, and that. It's really cool. It's definitely a really cool, you know, a really cool place to be. And I think, you know, some people probably don't utilize these things enough. And we probably forget them because we're so focused on just, you know, being our own creatives that we forget that, you know, sometimes collaborating with others, you know, can lead to different things and, you know, open doors and stuff. So it's really, really cool. You just never know. So it's always worth, you know, experimenting in those kind of fields, you know. What else have we got? So most of these are going to be, I'm guessing, going to be like vocal mixing. So we've even got vocal production. That's interesting. Let's have a look at that one. So place an order for any master track out lease. Record your vocals up to 60 bit. Method of choice. Bounce your vocal. Oh, so this is kind of mixing and mastering vocals, so they've just called it vocal production instead, but still cool. It's another way to word it. What else we got? Yeah, so that's cool. I'm just trying to think of what other
do we have. Let's do, maybe type in art or artwork.
I was going to just say logo, but maybe art's a better one to say. Cool. So we've got a few different ones. Cartoon artwork. Everyone loves the cartoon artwork.
So
Sound
it's like,
cool.
what's the name of the artist? I don't know why I'm forgetting him.
That guy.
Nicky Jam. I think that's Nicky Jam.
Oh
Yeah, pretty
yeah.
cool.
But album art, cover art. So this is another way you could link up, you know, with someone else that's creative.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense where you're working with an artist, or you may even have an artist you're working with. You're working on a project. It's like, yo, I need some artwork for this album that we're releasing. Yo, let's go on to BeatStars and see if there's anyone that offers album artwork, cover art services. I mean, look, you know, you've got these people on here that do all this at a reasonable price as well. So let's have a look at the first one. So this one's $50. So this is exclusive cover artwork, sorry. Must allow up to 72 hours before receiving your order. So 72 hours is 3 days. It's 3 days, right, isn't it?
Yeah. 72 hours is 3 days, yeah.
Yeah. Maths, I'm not very good with maths. Yeah, that's super cool. Artwork. And I was looking, I think this one's really cool. SoundKit cover art. Because, in fact, actually, that's something that has actually stopped me from uploading or creating any sound kits, because I'm terrible, you know, creating this, you know, artwork. You know, I'm creative in other ways, but artwork, I'm awful at doing it. I have no idea where to start, and it's just really frustrating for me. So I just like get to one point, I'm like, no, I'm not doing that anymore. So SoundKit cover art, that's really interesting. So that's another way for you to collaborate, like Jamil was saying earlier, was to collaborate with other, you know, creatives and share the revenue. You know, that's really cool. Like you could even hit them up and say, yo, I need some SoundKit artwork. How would you feel about going 50-50 with me on this SoundKit that I'm going to release? You know, because that could potentially end up earning them more revenue than it would be if they was just to sell you their service, right? So there's so many different ways to go about this, and so I think that's really dope. The SoundKit cover art. I'm going to actually check on this one, see what they say. So again, this is $50, and then so much good, you know, example of detail about what you're going to get, how much it's going to be, and stuff like that. That's really cool. Also, don't forget to write these reviews, people. I see a lot of these sound kits where people haven't utilized it. I think most people just must miss that.
Let's go to like a sound kit that might have been, or actually maybe a service that might have been popular. I think. Do you know any services off the top of your head that have been really popular on BeatStars?
Well, I know in general, probably the mixing and mastering ones are probably the most popular ones in my mind. I can't really think of any, you know, I think the main two are going to be, you know, mixing and mastering and cover art. I think those ones are going to be the most popular ones. I know there's people on the platform that also offer, you know, because when you're uploading your tracks, you need artwork for your, you know, your track artwork, which is really important, by the way. Sometimes that can help you to make the sales. So yeah, I think those are the main ones. I don't know if there's any other particular popular ones. If there's anyone in the chat that's, you know, seen some really cool services when you've been searching on the platform, let us know and we'll check it out for sure. Yeah, I can't think of any kind of other services. There was that. I'm trying to think of something random to write in there that we could maybe find.
What's something that you, as a producer or as, you know, an artist, have, like, you know, in the back of your mind that you've really always wanted to do, or something that you've always wanted to improve in, or something within your process that you find tedious or annoying that, you know, that you wish that you could just pay someone a quick fee to do for you?
Yeah, there's actually a couple. Sometimes the mixing and mastering, definitely, for sure. I mean, there's times when I really enjoy doing it, and then there's times when I don't, because some of us producers just love creating new music all the time. So when you're sitting there listening to the same track over and over again, it just gets boring sometimes. Then there's other times you create an amazing track and then you don't mind listening to it over and over again, you know. But one that sticks out in mind to me, and it kind of prevents me from doing this the most, is video editing. So like if I'm uploading a beat to YouTube, I'd like some of my videos to be a little bit more engaging, you know. So, you know, when I'm doing it, I'm just uploading a static picture. And I think that it could be cool if I could, you know, pay someone for a service where they created this really cool, you know, intuitive, you know, grabbing people's attention type of video that I could add, you know, upload to YouTube with you know, with the track. I think that would be really cool. And you know, the cool thing about that is, you know, I can also show these videos on you know, the BeatStars marketplace as well. So you know, it's yeah, I think that's one of the things. I know there's people on the platform that do it. I've not really utilized anyone that does that yet.
Let's do a quick search for it. Let's just see, you know, how many people are doing it right now. And we have a couple of good suggestions in the chat. People are talking about hooks, voice tags. What, like, I have. Why don't we ask the chat this themselves? Like, what's something that, you know, has been plaguing you as a creator? Something that you wish you could do, but you just don't have the right amount of knowledge in it, or you just don't like doing it.
Yeah.
You know, let us know. Let's see if we can find a solution for that.
Yeah, so I've just typed in YouTube, and there's a couple of really interesting ones that have come up. Let's see if there's YouTube content ID, custom YouTube thumbnail. That's a cool one. Custom YouTube thumbnail.
Custom YouTube thumbnail is awesome.
Yeah, that's a cool one. BeatStars YouTube collab. YouTube banner.
Yeah, YouTube banner. I was about to say YouTube banners. You know, YouTube banners are a super underrated part of a YouTube channel where a lot of people employ all of their like social media handles, their links. They put information about what days they're going to upload, because you can't really write that or type that in anywhere on your YouTube page. You can only really do that in your channel trailer, which is another good idea to get somebody to help with, or your banner. So make sure you guys' YouTube banners and trailers are as good as they can be. YouTube video artwork.
Yeah, that's one I just found. Let's click on that. Okay, so this is $5. Wow, that's extremely good value for money. Please message me on BeatStars or email me for additional information. I need to make the art. So they make the artwork as well, which is really dope. Please give me inspiration for an idea for what you want for the artwork. Videos will be in standard HD, quick turnaround, and great quality. So that's cool. Then look at that. So I could pay this person here $5 and get a, you know, that would actually, if I think about it, the time that it takes me to make it, it doesn't even make sense for me to be making them, because it would take me so long to think of an idea, to find out, you know, hey, how am I going to do this? You know, and I would get frustrated with it, and then I would be like, you know, I don't want to start. I don't even want to create anymore. I don't even want to make beats anymore, and it kind of frustrates me. So for me, to pay someone $5 is really worthwhile for me, especially because, you know, they could just create this video for me. They get it sent to me. I upload it to YouTube. That's it done, and then I can go and work on the next beat. I ain't got to worry about, you know, working within Final Cut or Adobe. I mean, a lot of these programs I don't even understand as well, and sometimes they can get a little bit confusing. So why not utilize someone that, you know, is using these tools on a daily basis, that they can probably do it in half the time, probably even a third of the time that I would do it in, you know? So yeah, I think that's a really cool service. Something, you know, I realized I need to look into. So thanks for bringing that up, Jamil.
For sure. Glad I could help, man. Cloud9 had some good suggestions.
Okay.
Let's see if we could find somebody selling consultations.
Oh, that's a good one.
It might be a bit too general of a term, but it's good to search general sometimes just to see what pops up.
Yeah, because you'll get some different ideas of. And this is the cool thing as well, guys. By the way, guys and girls, is that you can search the services section to find out what other creatives are offering as services. And if you think, yo, I can do that, there you go. You've just got an idea for a service that you can do. So that's really cool. Just like with me here, you know, I've realized, yeah, I might need to hire someone to help me with these YouTube videos. You know, boom, there it is. I've just, you know, something that I've not even really thought about before. Use the BeatStars platform to find someone that can do it for me. There you go. You know, so it's super cool. So
yeah, I mean that's definitely the point of, you know, of showing this. Like, there's so much.
100%.
So right off the bat, so a lot of people offering consultations, which is super cool. The interesting thing about this, to me at least, is, you know, I would love to see these people's marketing behind this.
Yes.
Because it's one thing just to post these services, but, you know, something that we talk about a lot when we're doing pro page reviews is like, if you're not like a really like well-known like household name, it might be a little bit, it might be a little hard just to get somebody to buy a service just from searching your name in this. Like, you know, for this, for example, let's say I don't know who is this one, the one with the purple one, the Zoom consultation?
Yeah.
Let's say I don't know who this producer is, right? And I'm just looking through this, looking for somebody to help me with my beats. You know, what are the other elements behind this that are going to encourage me and make me want to buy this? You know?
Yeah.
So I'm hoping that this particular person is sending out their email list. If we visit their pro page or their website, we see all their credits, because, you know, you shouldn't just go out and post these things and just kind of like wait for them to sell. You need to be like active in doing marketing and really selling these services.
Yeah.
So let's click on one of these and just see what they say in them, for example.
Yeah, just to you know, go kind of side on to what you're saying, is that like here, like you say, the Zoom consultation, you know, really think about your titles as well. Like, you want to draw people in. You know, we've obviously just put in a generic consultation search, but this just says Zoom consultation. Of course, you can click on it, but are people going to really spend the time to go through every single one that says Zoom consultation to find out what the consultation is going to be about? So I'm hoping that when we click on this one, it's going to provide us a bit more information about what it is. But let's click on this one in particular and let's have a look. So yeah, it's got a little bit more information here as well now. So we've got, have you ever wanted some advice regarding social media or beat making? So straight off the bat, I would say, what would you say they could utilize here in the title to make it a bit more specific, so people knew before they even click on it what they're actually going to get?
So if he's offering social media marketing or marketing advice, then you'd probably want to specify that in the title. Yep. So you want to say like social media plan, social media strategy consultation.
Yep.
I don't know how many characters you can use. I haven't made a service in a while, but you'd maybe want to include like from experienced or from expert. Yeah. You know, something along those lines to get people who are scrolling to stop scrolling. Because if all of these just kind of say like consultation, it's like, okay, like all of these kind of are offering the same thing. How do I know who's good? You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's good to we always encourage putting your credentials, putting your experience out there and letting people know. I'm sure this person has done a ton of research and really has some good things to offer. But, you know, you need to include that in your marketing, in your information, in your description, so people know what they're getting and they really want to work with you.
Exactly. And a good example of that, what you just said there, is like if you've worked with some other artists or other, you know, social media enthusiasts, or, you know, anyone that's utilizing social media for anything in any particular reason, for their business or their brand or whatever, and you know, you have some examples of those that you've helped and they've been successful, like put those in your descriptions, you know, so then it allows people to go and check them out. It's like, oh, so he helped this guy, you know, if it's, you know, reaching a specific, you know, following level, or just, you know, or just learning how to utilize social media more, and you've helped them and you've seen other people, you know, these people that you've helped have grown, like put that in the description, you know, let people know, you know, I've helped out, you know, you could say something, even if it's just a number, you know, in my, you know, in my career as, you know, as a social media advisor, I've helped over, you know, I've helped up to 100 social media accounts, you know, something along those lines. So people can see, like Jamil said, you know, people can see that you're an expert in your field and that you've helped other people that, you know, have come to you wanting this service. And now you can show that off in a way. It's like, hey, I've worked with, you know, this person and I've got them to here, you know, I've got them to this point and they're continually growing and stuff like that. So yeah, like,
get testimonials.
Yeah, testimonials.
If you're just starting out and this is a new service that you're experimenting with, you know, put your own, but oh, I have 10,000, 20,000 followers on Instagram, and I can give you the secrets to getting yours to be the same.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's even something like that. If you're just starting out, that's a good way to do it, because obviously, if you're just starting out and you're offering this service, you know, you've obviously utilized that, you know, your skill set in that realm to help you to get where you are. So yeah, like, why not? You know, why not let people know that's how you know, that's, you know, you're talking about yourself and this is where you got to by doing these processes or things that you're doing. So yeah, it's really, I think it's really important that you let people know and give people that information rather than just saying, hey, I'm offering this service. Social media, you know, people don't really know. People don't really understand if you are an expert in your field or not, or if you have any kind of experience. So yeah, cool. I mean, as I say, I'm sure if you're offering a service, you do, but the person that's reaching out to you might not necessarily know that. So
yeah, think about it from you know, if a company is looking to hire somebody, like what do the best companies do when they're recruiting? Yeah, they look for people, like when you're looking at a job posting or something.
Yeah,
you're always saying, like, you know, we want somebody with this degree and we want somebody with this many years experience.
Yep.
So think about it, like if you're selling something like this, you know, if somebody's going to hire you to consult them, they're probably going to want to know your qualifications and why why they should pay you to help them. So including everything you can. Obviously, you know, if you're just starting out, you know, don't let this discourage you from trying. But, you know, there's different ways to approach that. Obviously, if you're brand new in the game, just like with any type of service, you're probably going to want to charge lower prices than competitors and people with more experience, because people will pay more for more experience. That's just kind of what people do. It's kind of how people look at it. And offer, you know, you don't want to offer things that you can't deliver. So, you know, keep expectations, you know, obviously you want to make yourself sound good, but don't create a bad reputation for yourself by overpromising something that you can't deliver on.
Yeah.
And say, you know, I've done this and I'll try it and I'll do it for you. And if it doesn't work out, you know, we'll come to some kind of we'll come to some kind of agreement, you know, like whatever you can do just to gain the experience and the exposure doing it. You know, exactly. I think you need to probably make some sacrifice, some compromises. I have, you know, I have a few photographer friends who, when they were trying to create their portfolios, you know, it's hard to get somebody to pay you to take photos when you don't have any work to show for it. Yep. So you might have to take a couple of gigs for free and just say, you know, I'd love to do this for you for free, you know, just to build up my portfolio and gain some exposure. Sometimes you may have to do things like that. But, you know, obviously keep in mind, don't undervalue yourself and your own work. So as you keep gaining experience and you get better and you have proven results, you know, start to take advantage of that and really and really show people what you have and prove yourself worthy of being hired for services like this.
Definitely. Yeah, you explained that extremely well. Yeah, that's definitely, you know, it's not always easy when you first start out, you know, you're offering a service and stuff like this, or, you know, even when it comes to producing, it's hard to get your, you know, your name out there. You know, BeatStars offers a lot of tools to help you with that, for sure. You know, we do these live streams to try and help you with these things, and you know, networking with a lot of other producers and creators on the platform. And sometimes as well, you know, if you're even if you're, you know, offering a service for the first time, you know, someone on a platform that has a bit of exposure, you know, potentially, you know, if you can cut some kind of agreement with them, you know, get them to kind of help you push your service, you know, that you're offering potentially, you know, always try to offer some value to people. I actually got, you know, one of my first placements just through paying for a collab service. You know, I collaborated with another well-known producer, and that ended up landing me my first placement. And then since then, it's helped me to build my brand. So, you know, it doesn't hurt to put some investment first, whether that's just time, whether that's you know, financial investment or anything like that. You know, you always have to look at these things in that way. You know, at first I used to think, why am I going to pay for a collab with someone? But you know, now I realize how much that helped me to grow as a producer. And then I ended up networking with a ton of other people as well. You know, any networking with big people in this industry and, you know, other artists and stuff like this is super cool. It just opens up so many doors. So yeah, never be afraid to, you know, network or, you know, try to offer some value to someone else, especially if you're, you know, new in the game and, you know, just talking about this service in particular. You know, try to offer some value to people, you know, like Jamil said, you know, maybe offer them, you know, just off the top of my head, an example is like you say, hey, like I'm offering this Zoom consultation service for free, but, you know, please leave some good feedback on my page, or, you know, or please, you know, share my link to, you know, 10 of your friends or something, you know, just something like that. Always just offer something, you know. And yeah, I think those are pretty good examples. I don't know if you have anything else to add. You added some good detail to that one for sure.
Yeah, I was just thinking about, like, you know, kind of you know, some other like real life experiences that, you know, I've had. It's tough, you know. It's, you know, being a creative. It's kind of like, you know, you may get yourself into situations or things where it's like you're constantly having to prove yourself, but, you know, it's important to remember to always believe in yourself. You know, if you know that you're doing a good job and you're providing something that's worth it, you know, you need to go out there and show it, and you need to make people hear you and make people see you. Sometimes that requires a little sacrifice, like you were saying. Like sometimes you might have to pay for a collab, even if you're feeling like, man, I should, you know, like I think my beats are good enough on their own. But sometimes it takes things like that. But if you really believe in yourself, then, you know, I think those sacrifices will all become worth it, and the results will show in the end.
100%. Yeah. Definitely. I definitely, you know, second that for sure. And, you know, invest in, like I said, invest in your time, or even even some financial, can go a long way to help you, you know, open some doors and open some, you know, other ways to, you know, become and help you to become a successful producer, or whatever it is you're doing, so creative, you know.
For sure. Okay, quick. I just want to ask you a quick question. What's the *1 service that you want to see, like #1 brand new service that you want to see on BeatStars this year?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Yeah, that's super interesting. I'm just trying. I'm looking around my room. I have it. I actually have it, right? So recently, I purchased a neon sign for my studio. I would love to see someone on the BeatStars platform create some neon signs, or do something, you know, neon, something like that. I'm a sucker for neon, so anything like bright colors, purple, you know, pink, all those things. Yeah, so anyone, or, you know, making something, some branding kind of stuff with some kind of lighting involved in it, you know, I think that would be really cool. Some like physical products, you know.
Yeah, something tangible that, you know, that
yeah.
that you can hold. I like that. I think that'd be really cool. I don't know if anybody's selling that. I'd love to see that. Somebody in the chat get on that for Levi. He'll pay you.
Yeah, 100%. You're doing some neon or doing something physical that I can just plonk in my studio. You know, it makes it a vibe. Actually, I have another one, which is probably a little bit out there, right? But I'm also a sucker for candles in my studio, and anyone that has a studio has like candles. You could make some branded candles, you know, even if it's just a logo on the candle itself. I think that would be super cool as well. You know, everyone that has their own studio, most of us, you know, I'd say most of us. I know a lot of producers that when I watch them streaming, they've got candles lit. You know, it just adds to like some kind of vibe to the room. Yeah, 3D printed stuff. Buffo on the Beat just come up. So anyone that's got a 3D printer, you know, make some physical products that you can sell as a service, you know, like offering branding wise, you know, outside of what Printful already does, of course.
Yeah, so, I would love to see like somebody that makes like hand knit beanies for you with your design. Yeah. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool as well.
Because I'm always wearing beanies.
What about some like chains?
That would be cool. Oh, yeah, I think that's actually a good idea. Nobody offers, or at least, actually, hold on, I need to do a quick search. Does anybody offer any like jeweler service on BeatStars? Are there any jewelers that'll make like custom like chains for you?
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, custom chains. That would be really cool. I would buy one of those, definitely for sure.
Dude, could you imagine like a Levi Beats like pendant on like at the end of the chain? That would be amazing.
That would be pretty cool.
And I like Brian's idea too of doing custom voice tags and like in celebrity impressions or like character voices. Yeah, I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah, that's a good one because there is some companies, third-party companies out there to do that. So why not offer it as a service inside BeatStars? That would be a super dope one. I'm just trying to think of what else before we just kind of jump off. Yeah, I can't really think of anything else. Maybe some like, you know, live instrumentation, but some really random instrument like an oboe or like a didgeridoo or something.
I was gonna say didgeridoo. There's no didgeridoo. I want more didgeridoo beats. Just not that people know how to play it.
A service to add a didgeridoo sound to your production. Right. That would be super cool. You know, just to switch it up a little bit, make some different things. Like I have an accordion. Maybe I should start recording some accordion sounds. And
you have an accordion and you don't make accordion beats? Come on.
But yeah, on that note, so take notes, everyone in the chat. We want to see some of these services in 2021. Kazoo, wow, that's another good one. I like the sound of the kazoo.
The Vuvuzela, remember from the World Cup?
Yeah,
everybody got sick of the Vuvuzela.
Yeah, they had Vuvuzelas, didn't they? Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. In fact, actually, I just come up with, before we jump off, I just come up with really another good idea. You know the flags that you get at football games, you know, when you're waving around, or like the scarves. You could have branded flags or branded scarves. So when you go to a sports event, you're waving your Levi Beats flag around everywhere, you know?
Yeah, does somebody, I mean, I don't know how easy it is to get blimps. I don't know if anybody owns a blimp, but you might, I mean, I think a blimp service would be good, like putting your design on a blimp and then just, you know, going over a really populated area.
Yeah, that would be cool. Cool stuff. Well, anyway, hopefully everyone took some notes today. I can't see unless anyone's got any questions before we jump off. But yeah, no, it's been a great show. Not sure. I think next week's show we're gonna continue with these 30-day challenges for now. Every week, unless we think of something really cool that we can talk about, unless we have any kind of new things happening that we can maybe share with the community. But yeah, thank you to everyone that's joined our show today. We really appreciate you turning up every week. some familiar faces in here as usual. So we appreciate you continually showing me and Jamil, you know, the support in our live shows. We've enjoyed, we've enjoyed these shows and we enjoy them every week. So we really appreciate you for tuning in, because we couldn't do it without you guys and girls. So yeah, I don't know if you have any last words for today, Jamil, before we jump off.
No, that's it. Just thanks everybody again for joining. I believe next week we're talking about chatbots and setting up your chatbot.
Chatbots. There you go. So that's going to be an interesting one. So yeah, thank you. So make sure you come and join next week's show about chatbots. Cool. On that note, well, peace out, everyone, and yeah, we hope you have a good week, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Peace.
Later.